I play only once cricket, and I actually love it. Definitely never go again. We lunch with him because you feel you're doing your fasting, and it's something If I've got plenty of time, I would love to play cricket and to watch cricket.
So on Sports Day, a special guest joining us today in Patrice Evra, the former Manchester United player, obviously a legend of the game as well, and he's been very generous in terms of agreeing to share his thoughts on football, not just about Manchester United, but be talking about Indian football as well. First things first, Patrice, how do you feel at the moment? And welcome to Sports Day.
Look, I just keep smiling, and I wish I even come earlier in India. I was supposed to come 4 years ago, and it's no excuse, but I had like a crazy schedule. But this time I say, I won't miss this opportunity. I know it will be quick, it will be 4 or 5 days. But I remember when we land and we came outside, and my friend, because I come with one of my best friends, Nuras Kamani, and he looked at me, he said, "Why you keep smiling?" I say, "I'm so happy." Because straight away, I feel the energy. I feel everything, driving when it's busy, seeing all those cars everywhere, seeing those cars on the roads. I just feel, so you feel just straight away home. And I love life. I'm passionate about life. And when I see so many people, I said to my friend, look, I don't need to see more. Like just driving to airport to my hotel, I was already conquered. I really generally feel the love.
Well, those who know you, know very well that you very much, live your life king size. You enjoy every bit of it. Tell us, what's your itinerary like here in India? Where are you right now? Are there any cities that you're planning to go to? What's your itinerary like?
So like I say, I want to do step by step. Of course, if it was Patrice, I want to do everything in one day. But no, I am in Mumbai because I started with Mumbai. Then I'm having like few meeting in the hotel. I didn't went out yet. I would like to go a nice restaurant. I love spicy food. So for me, this is perfect. Like me and India, we are meant to match together. But yes, I am in Mumbai, but I promise I will visit a different site because it's definitely this is the first time and not the last time you're going to see Patrice Evra in India.
Well, we'll ensure it's not the last one either. So, but just shifting focus, talking about football, talking about Manchester United. What's your view of Manchester United season so far, Patrice?
I think since we left 7 years ago, myself, Rio Ferdinand, Emmanuel Vidic, Sir Alex Ferguson, we're suffering. I think we are not in a good position. Of course, I've got faith. I say history never dies, but sometimes you have to tell the truth. And right now, we used to play for the badge, for the passion, for the fan. When I was wearing the United shirt, I was carrying the history of the club. When you
Yeah.
travel and you see Sir Bobby Charlton on the plane, when I shake his hand, I was having goosebumps because he's part of the Baseby Babe, he's part of the Munich crash. So now it's a new generation, and I don't like to give them excuse, but it's too much distraction. You got the social media, you got like the players, they become a brand politician. They're not just like, footballer player. And that's what is missing. And they have also people around them who tell them yes. I call them the yes man. So everything they do, even when it's bad, but not. In our generation, it was completely different. And now you can see maybe some people, and I talk in general, not only the United player, they play more for the fame and the money, and that's what changed. And I like to be like honest. And this is that new generation. You remember before you used to support your team like United. You identify yourself to United. You will go to the work with the shirt, really proud of yourself. But now you won't go with your shirt at work because it's a tough time. But like I say,
Yeah.
history never die, and we have to fix this situation really fast because we're still the most Premier League in England, but Liverpool is just behind with 19, and if they equalize, it will be really tough for us.
You talked about, that there needs to be some fixing that needs to be done at Manchester United. If you were to offer a solution to the management, and there's a new management now in place as well, partly though, with that minority stake that Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos group now has. If you were to offer one solution, let's say to the management or to the manager Ten Hag, what would that be?
is, first of all, Jim Ratcliffe just came. I don't think people need to expect him to do everything. He's not Harry Potter. It will take time. Maybe this is not his manager. So if Ten Hag doesn't reach the top four, maybe they're gonna bring a new manager. But I think also is like some of the players are still here and they've been there and under sacking like at least 4 or 5 managers. So you need a massive clean out because you need to bring a new fresh blood, a new energy. The fan had enough to we call it a deja vu every season. So it is a lot of to do. But me, what I want to say is just to the back. I want player play for United, not because they have a big wages, but because they love the club, because they're passionate, because they want to die for the fan. And that's what we want. Work hard. United fan will always be loyal. You know, if you run and you tackle, and it's simple, it's basic, but that's what we're missing. You know, sometimes you can see some player, you feel like they don't want to be on the pitch. So that's why the United fan are upset. You know, I lost at Old Trafford 4-0 against Liverpool. And at the end of the game, the fan, they didn't boo us. They were like, United, United. Then I remember Sir Alex Ferguson, when we back in the dressing room, we say, hey, shame on you. Look at you. You lose 4-0 at home against the enemy, and they keep playing behind you. So we're going to make sure we're going to win the league. And I remember Liverpool was at the top of the league in that time. They were like maybe 8 points in front of us. Then we win the league. So when you give everything, the fan will support you until they die.
You know, if I can speak for Manchester United fans right now, there's one question on everyone's mind. After all the encouragement that you saw last year, what is it exactly that went wrong this year? Was it the injuries or something else with the manager, or maybe some other factor?
We can always find excuse. I'm someone I don't like, to find an excuse in my life. You know, I've survived in the trauma. I mean, sexually abused when I was the age of 13, and I never call myself a victim. I call myself a survivor. So you can find millions of excuses. Something's wrong, but we have a lot of case. We have the Cristiano Ronaldo case. We had the Jason Sancho. So everything I feel outside the club is really negative. And when things are negative like that, then, you can't perform. It affects you. And that's the problem. And everyone talk about United. Even the people, they never play for United. They like to criticize United. So to tell you how powerful it is, you will talk more about United than, for example, Tottenham or whatever, and they're playing an excellent football, because you are United. So when you win, people hate it. When you lose, people love it.
Speaking of uncertain times, since you said that you don't know what can happen in the future, there is one such man at the heart of Manchester United right now who's facing a lot of questions, a lot of flack also at the moment, and that's Eric Ten Hag. Opinions about him, perception about him has changed given the kind of season that Manchester United have had so far this year. He's had things go his way in terms of signings, in terms of the personnel that he wants to be on the pitch. But do you think he's now just one or two bad results away, Eric Ten Hag, from getting the sack?
When you're my United manager now, you feel like some people won't even see the Christmas tree, and it's quite tough because this was the kind of club like Chelsea or the club where they were sacking. Like we have like 26 years Sir Alex Ferguson, so for us it's new. For us it's new to see like the fan to be really angry on social media or whatever. But let's not forget what Ten Hag did his first season. He qualified the team. He win one trophy. He went to the final another, and we lost another final. So he had a really positive season. But when you are United, you don't have time. And now, of course, the fan, they will say, okay, he bring his player. He bring the player he used to coach when he was at Ajax or whatever. But this is United. So now the fan, they won't be that nice because they give you like 1 year, you do well. The second year, you bought like some player, they didn't perform well. So of course, people were looking for the manager, but I just don't want to become like a club where we sack the manager every year. So this is now
So you willing to be patient with Ten Hag?
I'm patient even if he wasn't Ten Hag, because I had enough for us to sacking a manager. But if you have the feeling like the player are not behind, the manager, then of course, when you are the board, you will have to make a serious decision. But like I say, nobody know what's going to happen because Jim Ratcliffe is on board. I don't know his relationship with Ten Hag. Everyone will have to assume their responsibility at the end of the season, and the choice will be made. But if Ten Hag stay, I will be okay. If Ten Hag, gets sacked, I won't be okay because it will be again us sacking another manager. So it's not about Ten Hag. It's just about where we're going.
We've talked about Manchester United and this whole conversation that we've been having. You mentioned about a certain player in Cristiano Ronaldo, who happens to be a dear friend of yours as well, that we all know. If you could tell us a bit about him, where's he at the moment? What was your last conversation with him like? If you could share some details with us, how's he doing?
No, he's private. He's private. He's happy. He's happy. He's really happy to be in Saudi. I think they welcome him like so well. They welcome his family, his kids. They learning Arabic. He just like love the culture, and that's what I love with Cristiano. No matter, he's a human being, and you can see we'll go to see the woman play. When he do the picture with the kids, he always like hug them. So no matter what people think about Cristiano, it's because they don't know him close enough. And of course, we all know he's a winning machine. He will do everything. And I don't want to tell again the story about when he invite me for food, but I definitely never go again with lunch with him because you feel you're doing your fasting. That's that's the only negative thing I will say about Cristiano. But no, thanks God, everything is going well for him. He's scoring goal again. He's the captain of his new team. And he doesn't look behind. Doesn't look behind. He came back at United. The first year was amazing. He was the best goal scorer. Then the second year in Ten Hag, they fell out, and someone had to go, and he went. But right now, he's a happy person, and that's the most important.
What's the last chat you had with him, or what's that last message so you sort of exchanged with him?
3 days ago. You
Uh,
want to know too much.
all right, I won't get ahead of myself in that case. But I want to talk about the one time that many people don't know as to what kind of space or mental space Cristiano was in, and I want to talk about the time then that Portugal lost to Morocco, and we all saw Cristiano leave the field in tears. Were you as a friend, were you as a friend able to get in touch with him then? Do you know as to what Cristiano was going through at that moment when Portugal exited the World Cup? And how did he come out of it? If you can tell us something on that, on those lines.
I don't think it's just about Portugal coming out of the World Cup. He's a builder. I think people, before Cristiano left United, forget Cristiano lost his twin child. And after 3 days, he come back to train and he play the weekend. So that's what people talk about this interview and everything. But I feel that's when I'm like, he's a real human being. He was hurt. He had enough. And maybe he thinks he shouldn't have said, but he was talking the truth. But when you expose it and you say it out, it's one thing when you say it in the dressing room, but when you say it with the media, of course, it's gonna have like consequences. Then I just think the work, but everything for Cristiano. He wanted to prove he's still here. It's not because he didn't have a great season with Man United. He wanted to win, and for him to not play that crucial and important game, because that show you love, that show you how passionate he was. I can feel, and you see after the manager have to go. And look, Roberto Martinez, I speak with him. He said Cristiano is fantastic. He said, Patrice, I don't have any player who train, who like give this 100% in the training than
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo, and he won everything.
Let's shift tracks and quickly before I let you go, just want to know your thoughts. Let's say on how much you've been watching Indian football. What are your thoughts on Indian football at the moment? Have you been watching? If you could tell us something on those lines.
No, this is something, of course, I come to India to having more as a social impact, as a human being. Like,
Yeah.
my brand, I love this game. It's more about life. It's nothing about sport. It's about sometime in life you lose, sometimes you win. You should never give up and stay positive. Me, when I do some crazy video and I saw that comment saying that my dad passed away, watching one of your video make me laugh. This is more important than winning, the Champions League or the Premier League or whatever. So what I think about the Indian football, and I was in a day with Berbatov, and he played in India, and I asked him some advice. He said
Yeah.
they got something, but the problem is after they pass 9 or 10 years, they don't have the support. And and that's where I want to tell people I'm from the streets. When I was the age of 13, I used to beg money to buy a sandwich. I'm the only French player. I didn't do any academy. It's from the street to the star. That's why I want those people to believe in it. I want people to play outside because that's when I built my skill. That's when I built my character. And trust me, I meet lots of people in India and they want to do something about it. Like, for example, of course, cricket is the number one sport, but when it's raining for 3 months, especially here in Mumbai, that's when, kids want to play football. So football is growing up. You just have to bring the right people, the people, they're passionate. Like, for example, I had enough the Indian people to support, I don't know, for example, Mohamed Salah or whatever player. I want the Indian player to, for example, play in the Premier League. Imagine the impact. So you need to focus on you. Don't try to become another country or whatever. Indian. It's funny. I was in the gym and I was watching on TV. It was super tackle. When you have to touch the guys and run and they tackle you. I was like, wow, those guys are strong. And I watched on, some video where they slap each other and they fight and everything. So that show you Indian people are built, they are strong, they are beasts. And that's what you need, for example, like when you play for a league like a Premier League. So they got that. And after it's all about, working on your technique. But this by practicing, your technique improve. So everything is there. And it's a young, massive population, and they got that anger. They got that passion. Like, the opposite. I live in Dubai, and I had a call with the UAE Football Federation with Alex Del Piero and Salgado, and they were talking, we need to build this, we need to build that for the kid. But when you got everything, you don't have that anger and that passion. That's why I believe in India firmly. But you need to bring the right people, the people they really want to have like a long-term project, because now everyone wants everything fast. It's no shortcut. Go the strong way, the hard way. That's the way I do. So that's the way I will talk to all those kids and believe in your dream. If you want to be the president of the universe, it doesn't exist. Make the sacrifice. And last things I will tell you to tell you how crazy I was with United is my son, Lenny, my first son was 3 years old. One day I'm back home, he was crying. I said, why you cry? He said, because I hate Manchester United. Oh, he's a Liverpool fan or City or whatever, Arsenal. And I said, why you hate Man United? He said, because they took my dad away. So to tell you, when you want to succeed in life, sometimes you have to sacrifice everything. And that's the way I am, and that's the things I want to communicate to every human being, because I've been successful, I've been blessed and grateful. And today, when people are happy, that's what makes me happy.
We've talked a lot about football. You mentioned cricket there, and that's my last question to you. Have you managed to get hold of a bat? Have you played any cricket here? And do you intend to, if
I
not
play
so
only
yet?
once. I play only once cricket, and I actually love it, and I was okay. And it's something, if I've got plenty of time, I would love to play cricket and to watch cricket. That's why I want to discover everything about India. Why India people love cricket so much? Let me play. Let me try. We never know.
Must you. I insist you must. And I hope, rather we hope here at Sports Today that you have a very good time here in India, and we hope that you come here very often. And yeah, keep enjoying as you always do. Thank you so much, Patrice Evra, for your time.
Thank you very much. And guys, don't forget to love this game.